Hey everyone, Kim here, Abundant Life Tarot. Welcome to the channel. We are doing a Mystery Mystic Musings reading, an energetic oracle reading, and we are asking questions surrounding the disappearance, the suspicious disappearance of Veronica Butler and Jillian Kelley. They are both from or reside in Kansas, was driving about 45 minutes into Oklahoma, Eva, Oklahoma to be exact, so that there could be a kid exchange with the paternal grandmother of Veronica's kids. Veronica was driving and Jillian was a passenger, and she was accompanying Veronica in the capacity of supervising the exchange and the visit. So on March 30th, 2024 was the last time the ladies were seen. They, set off in the morning to drive the 45-minute drive from Kansas to Oklahoma, and their vehicle was found 3 miles away from the destination and about 1,000 feet away from the highway, like the main highway. And police are saying that foul play is suspected. They've been missing since March 30th, and my heart goes out, especially to their kids, to their family, the communities there, both from where, in Kansas and in Oklahoma. It's just, I don't know, it's like an American horror story. My God. Super rural where they are. I'm just giving you the backstory. Don't worry, I will timestamp it so at least you know when the reading gets underway. But in case you haven't heard about this case. And Veronica's embroiled in a very gnarly, nasty custody dispute from all accounts, allegedly. But the court records are saying that she's in a court or like a battle of custody with her ex, the father of the children's grandmother. He's supposedly in rehab. I don't know, but I was waiting before I did this reading. I've been following it since it started because I was like, okay, hopefully they're found or some, but it's moving along. I don't know. Slowly probably for the public, but maybe in law enforcement, speed is going relatively fast. I don't know. Okay. So, Spirit, we are coming to you for some key questions. What happened and why? Who's responsible? Clues on where the ladies could be. And when are we going to see some movement? So, I'll show you in a moment what is jumping. Okay. Wow. Okay. Let me show you what jumped. And then I'll zoom in so you can see. So you can see. Look out. Okay. A lot of people have their ideas. It's, when you hear about a custody dispute, your mind naturally goes to, well, this could probably have something to do with it. But I always try to go into readings and cases with an open mind, even though, yes, you're hearing and you have your own ideas as a reader or an intuitive, logically, what are the statistics telling us? Well, statistically speaking, it would probably be somebody on the kid's, dad's side or whoever has custody. That seems like a natural suspect, but, could be something entirely different. So we're going to see what this detailed oracle reading tells us. All right, so let me zoom in so you can see, and we're going to get into the reading part now. All right, so we have, starting out, the wish card. You see the genie in a bottle. And the meaning associated with the wish card is a desired outcome, a hoping for the impossible, grand visions for the future. So someone who is orchestrating this has grand visions for the future, a desired outcome, a wish fulfilled. So being successful in what it is that was planned and designed. I'm saying this because this wish card is sitting over the spider card. Okay. But we'll talk about the spider in a moment, but I just want to point that out to you. So something that was carefully designed was carried out, a desired outcome, a wish fulfilled. Okay, so, in grand visions of the future, something dealing with matters of the heart. So you see this little heart card. Okay. So the heart could be what makes your heart beat. It could be metaphorically speaking, like for love. Who has your heart? Who had your heart? Okay, so strong emotions is one of the key phrases for the heart card. Now, it can also symbolize life force for me. Could the heart have stopped beating? Could there be some serious organ damage? Perhaps. But I'm thinking it's telling us that this is someone that's close to the heart. Certainly there's possibilities like trafficking and stranger, like abductions and such. That's, certainly possible. But I feel like the heart card is signaling something to us like, no, this is something near and dear to the heart, a wish surrounding something near and dear to the heart that was carefully designed. The shield card, now this is interesting. This could be saying, that Jillian was in a protective capacity of supervising the visit. So maybe it's just simply directing our attention towards her or that situation. The shield card can also represent what's been going on with custody. From what I gather, and this is alleged, but what I gather is that Veronica was going to petition to try to get custody of her kids from the paternal grandmother. And this was filed recently, and I guess there was an upcoming court date. The grandmother could be very protective and wanting to shield the kids, very close to the heart, right? It could be the mom wanting to shield, Veronica wanting to shield, but this being like a signal to like what's going on, what's at the heart of this. The shield card has the following meanings: protection or preservation, isolation, a defensive barrier. Someone feeling like they're righteous in doing what they're doing before, during, or after the disappearance. Okay, shield. Now, that place where they were at is desolate and isolated. When I was a kid, I used to pass through the Panhandle. We would travel from California to Mississippi. My family would take cross-country trips, and we would pass through there. We would always try to go through the smaller parts of Texas. And and so with that being said, we were going through the Panhandle. And so, yeah, I remember just passing through and how desolate it is. So I don't know. That could just be also giving us some kind of like understanding of the situation, like all intentional, all by design. The meetup, being there. I don't know. The meetup. Okay, so now we have the owl. When I first saw this card, I thought like a lookout or someone keeping a lookout. The owl card is also associated with intuition, keen observation. Deep mystery is one of the key meanings. Kid you not, deep mystery. Although when I first heard about this case, I didn't think it was that deep of a mystery. But now as the time wears on, and with police not really scouring the area of where the car was, like doing searches, like grid searches, looking for the ladies, and they're suspecting foul play, they say, but they won't go much further into speculating whether they think the women are alive or not. It's just interesting to me. A lot of people are appalled by the lack of searches, but I think this card could be symbolizing that they have advanced secret knowledge, keen observations. You know, with technology now, a lot of searches don't necessarily have to only be conducted just you combing the area. You may have to wait a little bit for, when you're trying to send out warrants and subpoenas for information, like from telephone companies and whatnot. You might have to wait, to get that information and data so you can look at it. But this also could be like a lookout for maybe when the ladies were coming, perhaps. Let me know what you think the owl card means. I think also it can mean like the grandma, like keenly watching, seeing things that she needs to protect her grandkids from. Now remember, let's be very kind and respectful to all involved in this situation in the comment section. I encourage you all to, chat away. You all are so great. Every now and then we have someone who goes a little like, whoa. But thank you for being respectful. It's just there's going to be some stuff that probably comes up, even in this reading, that I'm going to tread lightly on. You all can do your own research and go into the details of why the grandmother has the kids versus Veronica. Okay, we'll just do it respectfully. Okay, I'm just going to say that. Okay, now the spider card. If you all watch my channel for a while and seen these types of readings I do, when this card comes up, it's like, The spider card, the key meaning for this deck in the book, it's a strong and powerful female energies. Carefully designing one's life, carefully designing something, planning something. Think about the Black Widow. Think about how she carefully designs her little web, I'm assuming, right? Her little web. Waiting. Carefully designing for a while. Watching. Being strategic. Designing something. Orchestrating something. Iceberg. Obstacle. All right. That's one of the key words, and that's exactly what I thought. I thought a swoop and squat type of situation, or maybe someone, pulling them over or getting their attention, and then it being an obstacle in the way of the road. Obstacles. Now, the iceberg card can also be in reference to deep hidden emotions. And another key sentence to this card is problems may be bigger than you think. Problems may be bigger than you think. What are those problems? Well, it's sitting next to the heart and the spider card. Obstacles, emotions running deeper than you think, but sometimes in a physical manifestation in a reading, the iceberg could mean like an obstacle in the way of the road is what I'm seeing. Obstacles, swoop and squat. It's more than one vehicle. Somebody stopping or being kind of at, one end. There's a vehicle parked, crossing behind. creating an obstacle. Whoever is doing this has a hand or hands in this. There's been help in orchestrating this whole thing. Somebody being manipulated, or later on will feel like they're being manipulated, or a pawn in all of this. That's interesting. Puppet. Manipulation, brainwashing, having control over someone. This could be the main perpetrator having control over someone who had a hand in this whole thing. Okay. As we see here. Manipulation, brainwashing. It could be also in the mind of the person who's carefully orchestrated all of this to happen in that area, and then to move them, the ladies. This person felt righteous, shielding from perceived manipulation, brainwashing, wanting to have control over someone or a situation, feeling like someone could be brainwashing maybe the kids, allegedly, maybe, some other key player in this. But I also think it has something to do perhaps with accomplices or accessory after the facts, or willing participants, or witting or unwittingly, folk who's helping, giving a helping hand, has a hand in this. Giving a hand. Friendliness. Yeah, I don't know. Friendliness. I have to sit with that hand card some more, but just some initial thoughts. Somebody else had a hand in this. Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to pause here and we're going to move on to the next deck. Be right back. Okay, we're going to use Divine Visions, the Divine Shadow Self Oracle. And I'm going to put a link to Divine Visions channel. She created this deck, argumentative, and she does these types of readings too. So I want you all to check her out. I'll put a link in the description, or I'll pin it in the comments. Spirit, what are the divine shadow that you want us to see about this situation? So, anything else? I'll just zoom in a moment. So we'll keep that since Spirit showed it to us. Just didn't want these readings to be too long. We'll see what we can get away with. Okay. So we have argumentative. So clearly a conflict ensued. It could have been just a conflict in the moments of this all transpiring, or I'm thinking it's leaning towards there was energy surrounding a lot of arguments going on, face to face, about people, just somebody always constantly arguing, fighting, bitterness, cold, out in the cold, left in the cold, cold-hearted, cold-blooded. Someone involved could be very cold-blooded. Has no qualms about doing what needs to be done to win at all costs. Let me zoom in and see what I can see what I'm talking about. Complacency. So, could be that the ladies may have become a bit too complacent. Maybe not necessarily Jillian, but Veronica. Not understanding the level of design that someone's going to go through to catch them in their web. Someone in the situation is very desperate. Very, very, very desperate. Desperate for control, desperate for these one or both of these women to go. Maybe I also, when I look at the Poppet card, let me zoom out for a minute. I'm looking at the Poppet card. Sitting underneath the shield, it could also be that there could have been a feeling towards Jillian, like, and this is just my intuitive musings here, but someone feeling like you're supposed to be in a role of protector and someone's manipulating you and brainwashing you, causing you what? To be biased. Now, of course, this could be allegedly the grandmother being biased towards, her position. Or it could be someone perceiving Jillian being biased towards Veronica in the dispute, or just the not just Jillian, but maybe anybody who would accompany Veronica. Anybody who's like one of the supervisors, like there's a bias towards the mother, for example, right? Biased. Maybe cold goes with that. Like you're not seeing what I need you to see. You're biased. You're cold to what I'm trying to convey. Complacency could also be about some sense of complacency. Someone feels like you've been complacent in the care of the kids, perhaps. So it's causing this person to be desperate and would cause trauma. In the dynamic, there's someone who's very condescending by nature. Like, could be known to be condescending in your face and like sneering and that kind of vibe, it's going to be people like, oh God, you don't, it will get to a point where this person feeling strong female energies, allegedly, is condescending. Now, sure, it could be one of the ladies that someone perceives them as condescending. Could be that. But it could be that the person who's involved in all of this, who's orchestrated this, has a reputation of being condescending. Like, just generally speaking, when they don't get what they want or they feel like they are experiencing injustice, they start to spew out being condescending and will do what they need to do. There's a lot of confusion. There is just a lot of confusion. There's not much coming out from law enforcement, which I suppose in the grand scheme of things may be a good thing, but there's a lot of confusion. But I think this is also speaking about the confusion leading up to this disappearance of March 30th. There's confusion here. Like, lots of confusion. People don't know in the town what to think or who to support or what to say or should they say anything. They may be afraid themselves of retribution and trauma towards them. So, normally you see a lot of talking and gossiping and whatnot, but not seeing that here. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so now that there's suspected foul play, according to law enforcement, I'm going to use this deck. Spirit, can you give us additional insights? We have here, in the future, the killer may admit guilt. Okay. Pull 1 to 2 more. Okay, important details are not being revealed to the public at this time. Details leading up to the murder may be worth investigating. Okay. I like to usually just pull 1 to 3 cards per reading with this deck. So we'll pause here. So basically what I'm taking away from this card is that the person or persons responsible may be admitting guilt at some point in the future. Could be near or distant future. Then we have important details are not being revealed to the public at this time. Okay, that's understandable, considering what's going on. And details leading up to the murder may be worth investigating. So what kind of details? Well, we talked about those details with the Mildred Pocket Secret, or the Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle reading. So, yeah, we'll stop here because now we're going to delve a little bit deeper into the what's. Okay. All right, so let's use the little Who deck. Who may be responsible nearby. Okay. Okay, so we have Sagittarius, could be sun, moon, or rising in their astrological sign, or it could be just they really embody qualities like the Sagittarius, could be very fiery because it is a fire sign, and strengths of this person, characteristics even, extroverted, optimistic, generous, okay? Weaknesses, irresponsible, superficial, and impatient. Nearby, this could just simply be they live nearby where the vehicle, was taken off the road, or nearby. Maybe cops are nearby where, like, they're close to finding the ladies. Nearby, I don't know, nearby in terms of close proximity to one or both of the women, in terms of, being relative to them versus just total strangers, could be that. And then coming in to offer resources and stability. Well, that could be a parent, a spouse, a partner, suppose a business partner. It could be grandparents. Okay, allegedly, all alleged. So now let's use my defining characteristics oracle. European descent. Mind you, I'm sensing, and I could be wrong, I'm sensing that it's more than, it's like a few. There's a ringleader of sorts who's orchestrating this. But there's people involved, not just the ringleader. So I'm going to pull quite a few of these. Let's stop there. Could be, but I'm going to stop there. We have European descent. Markings. I don't know if this would be like markings like what we're seeing here. I don't know. Marks on their skin. Not necessarily scars, though. I don't know. It's interesting. Markings. We have European features. Notice the female presence here. We have piercings. I could be wrong. I don't think the grandmother has piercings. But this could be someone else. Okay? Or someone who's involved in the helping role, or someone who once had them. I have an eyebrow piercing on my, the eyebrow, my left eyebrow. I got it when I was 16, and I still have a little scar today. Like, I'm 44 now. So, could be once had markings of piercings or something. I don't know. White or gray hair. So, one of the folks involved could be male and or white or gray hair. Somebody in the midst may dye their hair, maybe of an age. I mean, you can get gray hair really at any age, but someone maybe a little bit older who would dye their hair. I don't know. Someone who has sharp features, sharp dark features, but European. Okay. All right, I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause here. We are going to, in part 2, use my Secrets Revealed True Crime Oracle, my timing decks. If nothing has come up with the Divine Crime Oracle deck, we're going to use these 2, and then my timing decks, and maybe even the Trace Evidence Telling card. So be sure to tune in for part 2. I'm only going to be doing probably just the detailed oracle readings unless something pops up that really makes sense for me to do a detailed tarot reading. Sometimes the oracle readings give me enough information to go on. And then other times I just like to wait and see like the rest of you all. So we'll see how that goes. But we're going to have a part 1 and a part 2 of the energetic oracle reading. That's what we're doing now. Part 2 is coming up next. I hope to see you over there. Please do me a favor on your way out. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For some reason, I'm getting all tongue-tied. I guess I'm excited to see what comes up next with these decks. This is also by Divine Visions. Like I mentioned earlier, she created the Divine Shadow Self Oracle. So stay tuned for more, my friends. See you later. Bye for now.